Hello, and welcome to another episode of Creating Cultures That Outperform. We're getting deep into this series on how to lead from anywhere. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Terry Mays, and I'm Frank Wander, the founder of People Productive and Boardroom Edge. I hope you've been following this series. Today, we're going to really be covering how do you create an upbeat mood. If you're going to lead from anywhere, you absolutely have to make certain that the mood feels good. It's got to feel good to work there, whether you're together or apart. And so very, very important. Let's just get right into it, Tara.
Yeah, I think so.
So what would creating, a really good mood feel like? It means you're going to let positive energy flow. Anything you could do to uplift people, to create a better mood, you're going to do it. We'll talk about the things you should be doing and how do you go about as a remote leader trying to create an environment that just feels really upbeat to work in. First, you got to have fun. This is a choice. You've got to intentionally have fun. Don't take yourselves too seriously. Always hated working for people who were dead serious about everything. It's not necessary. You can get
Yeah.
so much work done and have fun at the same time. And Terry and I have run shows on fun. We've run episodes on how to have fun, how to create the minister of fun, the things you should do. You can go look at those, but you've got to have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Color outside the lines. It's a choice. And fun is the human countermeasure to stress. That's what de-stresses you. It actually cleans the cortisol out of your system so you feel less stressed out. Fun is hugely important. And whether you're remote or together, you got to find ways to really have fun and enjoy one another. No doubt about
Yeah.
it.
It's a great way to build connections. So, as a leader, you want people to humanize you and see you as a real person. So, sometimes, it's easy to make the leader this person that's not real.
Yeah.
But when you have fun with people, when you connect with them on a personal level, it just makes you more human. It makes you more identifiable. People can relate to you, and it makes you a better leader, actually, because now people feel
Mhm.
connected, want to work with you. They feel like you really care. And then you know how to have fun. So it really does relieve some of the stress of the things because there's always going to be things that you have to do, right? So there's no way around that. But take those little times where you can just infuse a little laughter into the group and make everybody feel like they're a part of it, that we're all laughing together, we're all having a good time together. It just really makes such a difference.
It is such an important leadership responsibility to make sure your people are having fun. It is tough out there. It's a tough world. It's not getting any easier. People have to have fun, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Tara, how about this one?
Yeah, you've got to give people that space where they feel like they can fail, where they can try new things and they're not going to be penalized for failing, that they're not going to have so much pushback when they want to explore and try new things, that they just want to stick to the norm. You've got to get outside of your comfort zone and you have to create space for people to do that, where they feel like they can, where they feel like they're not, just being forced down the same way that we've always done things. You want to create that space for people to feel like they can try something different and try something new. And I love this launch and learn because
Yeah.
it's all about trying something. Sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. Sometimes it's going to be an epic fail,
Hey,
and that's
sometimes the
okay.
paper planes crash, right? Right
That's
away.
right.
They don't all
Sometimes
work.
sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's okay. Don't make people feel like they have to be a success all the time, like they can't get around being that person that is always perfect and
Oh,
always right.
it's impossible to be perfect. Impossible. It's so stressful to
Exactly.
have to work in an environment where you got to step on eggshells. You can't misstate anything, right? Forget about it. That's just an absolutely horrible place to work.
Yeah, it's horrible. And it squashes all of the creativity. So when you're in the space where you can fail and learn, you start to be a whole lot more creative. You're thinking outside the box. Your creative juices are flowing because you don't have that fear of failure hovering over you because you know, hey, if this doesn't work, just try something else.
And you're finding
So,
more enjoyment, which adds to the positive
yes,
vibe, right? Let's face it, it's
absolutely.
so important. This is huge. And then mood. We've done shows on mood before, but mood is contagious. If you don't know, this is scientific. People have mirror neurons. Mood is contagious. Everybody picks up the mood. If you're the leader, you're setting the tone for the mood. No doubt about it, because you've got, a higher spot in the hierarchy of the company. So people are looking at you. The reality is you're setting the mood, but so is every individual worker interacting with everybody else. And you can see this one person is sending a smile through this online meeting, and it's contagious. It's going out to everybody. And you can improve the mood simply by smiling. You can improve it with laughter. You could simply smile. You could joke around. You could be playful. There's all sorts of ways. But the mood is contagious. If you come in and you're not happy, you're adding a negative mood to the place. And if you want to have an upbeat mood and a positive work environment, everybody's just got to be conscious of this. We're not all running around smiling constantly like robots, but try to smile as much as you can. It does pick up the mood, no question.
Yeah. And this works both in the positive and the negative. So if you let people with negative moods just kind of infiltrate the entire organization, before long, they'll bring the whole place down. So you really do have to be careful and aware of this, because that mood really is contagious. So either people are going to be upbeat and smiling, or they're going to be sad and depressed and not want to be in the space. So you as a leader have to control that vibe. You have to make sure that people are staying in that upbeat and positive mood. And it's so important for innovation. It's not just
Huge.
about being happy for the sake of being happy. You want people in this innovative mindset, and you cannot be innovative if you're depressed.
Oh, no, you can't. You can't. If there's any fear in the place, there's going to be zero
Yeah,
creativity.
yeah,
The limbic system, which is a threat sensor, shuts down all creativity immediately because it focuses on survival.
right.
So downbeat moods are uncreative places to work. No question. They're just horrible.
Yeah, that psychological safety has to be there.
Yep.
People have to feel like they are in a place where they're safe and they can let their guard down. But
Yeah.
if people feel like they have to keep their guard up because the mood is so down in the room, then they're going to constantly be focused on survival and not on creativity. You know
Bad mood
exactly
is
right.
dark and ominous. Let's face it.
Yeah.
That's what humans are going to pick up because we're the strongest sensor out there. The other thing is optimism. You can always maintain a certain level of optimism about the situation. And there's always things under your control, there's always things not under your control. There are answers to everything, one way or another. People don't believe that. It's work, there are ways to get things done. So, being optimistic, looking at the bright side of things, that's certainly part of being resilient. But you want to be optimistic because optimism is contagious. And that's part of the mood. That's how you craft an upbeat mood in an organization.
Yeah. Being optimistic costs nothing,
Yeah,
right?
it's all free.
So if you've got this environment where people feel like they are safe to fail and to make mistakes, as long as they're learning from that, it's kind of easy to be optimistic in that space, right? Because
Mhm.
you have the safety that you need psychologically. And so you're able to remain positive that if this doesn't work, we'll try something else, but we'll figure it out. When you have people that are thinking like that, where they're thinking there's always an answer, there's always a way to figure this out. If we come together and work together on this, we can figure it out. It creates this creativity that gets unleashed. And now they're solving problems. You're in that problem solving mode where you're just looking for all of the possible solutions, and you're not shutting down part of your brain because you're saying, oh, this is impossible.
Can do attitude is the attitude that gets it done, no doubt.
Yes.
And you've got to inspire one another. There's always things going on that can have great consequences and little things that can be done that make people feel really good. So everybody should be working to inspire one another. We talked about some of this. We went over passion, but this is part of the vibe. This all ties together because it is a stew. Everything comes together, and these aren't really separate things, but they are all tactics and techniques you need to use. But you have to take time to really try to inspire one another. No question.
Yes. And then inspire each other in a good way. This inspiration
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you want to encourage and uplift as a leader. You don't want to downgrade and make people feel like they're nothing or that their ideas don't matter. You don't want people to feel like they're insignificant in the organization, because when they start to feel like that, they turn off all their creative juices. They turn off all of their can do attitude and they're just
Yep.
getting by. And so you don't want that, because it's not really helpful to the organization as a whole. You want
Mhm.
people that are thinking about their job and thinking about how it impacts other people and how they can be the best that they possibly can.
Yeah. It's huge. Terry, you want to tee up next week's episode?
Yeah, so next week we're going to talk about how we are responsible to one another. We honor our commitments. You want to make sure that you're joining us to see how this all unfolds, but it's so important to make sure that we're responsible, that we own what we are responsible for, and we make sure that things get done. So join us next week for another fun episode.
Yep. We're here every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. We have another episode ready for you. So we hope to see you next week. You take care.
Yes, bye for now.